Let the girls rain.
Question: Has being turned down often in your younger years shaped your career and work ethic?
That's a good question. Yes. I like to say that my pain led to a passion. And the pain started with, being told, at a modeling agency, I walk in, 15 years old, and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, we already have a black girl.
Hey.
And then you look at the wall and there's 200 models and there's like one speck of brown on that wall, and being told that many times. And then becoming a model and hearing that even more, even as a supermodel, you can't be on the cover of this magazine because they don't want a black girl. I'm like, but my cover sold more than anybody else's on this magazine last month, more than this other girl, so why can't I? And back in the day, fashion and decisions were not just financial decisions, which killed me. I didn't understand. I'm like, but I just sold more than her, and I don't understand. Today it's a bit more about money. Back then it was like the image of my company and of this and that. It didn't matter. So that was painful.
But doesn't the image of the company translate to money, I guess?
Yes, but it was weird. I didn't understand, why was I selling more? My agency got the numbers, but I couldn't book the next cover, and I couldn't do this, and girls that were selling maybe 60% of what I was would get the covers, so it was a little strange. Then I was told, your booty's getting too big, you can't do these fashion shows. So constant pain, but then the pain led to passion to like, you know what, I gotta do something about this. What can I do? And not just help myself, but help other people. Like, what can I do? And so I started my T-Zone camps for girls, and then I started America's Next Top Model. And a lot of people think I started Top Model to just say, oh, this is fashion, and I'm gonna show you how to smize and walk a runway and be fierce. That's the Flintstone vitamin, that's the sweet part. But the vitamin and the medicine inside of it was really expanding beauty. So what I would do, and my partner Ken Mock, who's Chinese American and has a passion for diversity as well, we would look at the landscape of women everywhere and say, who is disenfranchised? Who's not feeling beautiful? So season 1 of Top Model, almost 20 years ago, I had what we called at the time a plus size model. People were looking at me like I was crazy. She would go to different photo shoots for Top Model, and we couldn't even find clothes for her because the designer didn't have clothes for her. And so she's crying and dealing with all this pain, and more seasons and seasons of these girls dealing with pain because the industry wasn't ready for them. But that was still the passion that I wanted to do to open up doors. The chocolate skin black girl with the short cropped hair. Now we have our beautiful Miss Universe today. 20 years ago, that wasn't necessarily the thing that mainstream America was saying was beautiful. So I made sure that time and time again, I had my beautiful chocolate sisters on America's Next Top Model, and I strategically would tell her, you are beautiful. Your picture gave me chills. Look at yourself. Congratulations, you are still in the running towards becoming America's Next Top Model. And I wasn't talking to her. I was talking to the millions of girls that look like her. Yeah. So it was super strategic. So with Modelland, it's the next phase. It's the next phase of saying, it's not a competition. You don't have to do the Tyra pick me. You can get a ticket and come and feel so beautiful. You may get discovered, you may not, but who cares? You're gonna go home with these amazing photos, and if you want, you can get a membership and come back over and over and over again, and save some money with membership too, but come back over and over and over again to fill up that need that we all have to feel validated.
Yes. My good Tyra Banks. In the world you live in today, you will never get it like any of melanated people, particularly black people, black men, black women, to know say that the standard of beauty is actually white. And like always, I title this Black Beauty, but White Beauty is the standard. You must understand that there are thousands, hell, millions of black women, and all of them have the standard of beauty to the point where they could wow and dazzle every other cultural or ethnic group that's non-black, not only in this country but globally. And if you notice that back 20, 30, and how we could say maybe close to 40 years ago, when we look at the beauty standard, the magazines, it's always depicting images from not only 40 years from now, but way back then, that you will see most likely a woman that is non-black, particularly a Caucasian woman, in bikini, dress as the living standard of beauty. Not only here in the West we call America, but globally. And for most ladies that don't understand this, and their question, why is it that you as a melanated woman, black woman, that work in the modeling business, and you put out yourself, your body, in photographies, let them take pictures and put on magazines, and maybe on the average will sell more than your competition, your counterpart, your white counterpart? The answer is simple. Because you are not the representation of beauty across the world. Because the people that right now is on top right now are people that are non-black. And to keep this image and this illusion alive, they have to continue and keep pushing the standard of beauty amongst their own culture, their own people, which is pretty much not you, say a melanated / black woman. And knowing that the business, like the fashion business and the swimsuit business, all this modeling business, they are now, from what she said, is now trying to gain some profit out of all these pictures. You must understand and know this well. At the end of the day, they don't care how much money they're making off your black behind. They still have to push the white image as a standard of beauty globally, not just here in America, but globally. So when you think that this business is in it for money, in some case, yes, but really no, in a sense, because image shape your reality. You have to see who really is the standard of beauty, what beauty look like. So when most people, let's say a black male, boy or average adult, when they look at beauty, they only could visualize, see something that is something non-black with Eurocentric features, particularly straight nose, thin lips, possibly big breasts, most likely fake breasts, and a flat behind. Or they can get their behinds big either by getting surgery, injections, or other means. But nonetheless, the standard of beauty and it is non-black women, Caucasian women specifically, or the ones that look white enough. So obviously, when you look at yourself as a melanated woman, you might participate in the modeling business now, and it might be either a growing trend of more people that look like you or other dark-skinned melanated women. But at the end of the day, if we want to keep it real and honest, you might be able to outsell your counterparts in certain magazines, numbers wise, but at the end of the day, they know they have to keep pushing their real image of the standard beauty, which is something that every woman cannot live up to. Even the non-black women, the ones that they call Caucasian, can't live up to, because beauty is depicted and pushed by man at the end of the day, and the man that rules is the one that pushes the standard of beauty, and usually his beauty and his standard of image is always going to represent to his woman. And a woman that that some of their women can't outlive, because if you look at most of the magazines, they look like prepubescent boys on the average. Actually, if you think about it, the highest paid model right now is one from the Sudan by the name of Adut Akech, and that's spelled Adutakech. If I didn't pronounce it wrong, I apologize. So at the end of the day, if you have not learned from what Tyra Banks said about the modeling industries and the biases and why they don't really choose more black women per se in the model of image and pictures in these magazines more than their competing non-black counterparts, and it's simple because they got to keep pushing image that white is right and white is beautiful, because man control the image, and the one that rules and pays and creates industries is the one that pushes the image of who is the most beautiful woman. So for most of y'all that don't know and learn at the end of the day, that no matter how well you look or beautiful, you're not the standard of beauty globally. You're only probably going to be used when it's convenient. And, you know, like always, you know, you'll be fetishized by other non-blacks. That's how the game goes. And you know, most of the black men, on the average, if he sees white image as standard beauty, wait for he's going to invest his time and energy. Let that sink in. And like always, you know, comment, subscribe, and like this video. You can also follow me on Twitter at ChaosReign7. Let's get us ready.